Candice, what is that picture on the back of your...
I don't know. Some artist made it for me. It's some like Egyptian good luck something. You would have thought I remembered it, but I did
Wow,
not.
it really meant a lot then. That story.
She made me a bunch of clothing patches like that, and I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah.
It is weird though. It looks like it's like holding a vagina open or something. You know, look at that. It's kind of weird.
I didn't
see that?
I didn't see
That
that.
is very rude.
Yes, it
Okay,
makes me
well-
uncomfortable.
Okay. We should feel liberated by that.
You
okay?
can. You can.
Do you notice that a lot of people talk like that now?
Like that? I have a problem with that. Like, oh my God. You know what? It's Valley Girl talk.
I feel like I did that in my. That's not real.
Yeah, that's how you talk.
Is that how I talk?
I never got that feel, but
Self-awareness.
It's like
That's
like
the work
holding
I
a
do.
mirror up to your voice.
oh my God.
Are these going to be too glary, my glasses,
I
guys?
actually really like them.
Are they real glasses?
These are real, but these ones also have blue light. So they're not always good on camera. My other ones that I wear more often don't have that added blue light. So I feel like they don't reflect the light as much. I don't even know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's a thing? Well, it sounded like it.
I think they look great.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm on a whole new kick right now. I'm purging like crazy in my house. That's so amazing. I think I've dropped off 7 bags to donation, and I have a whole back to drop again.
After our conversation about organization and stuff like that, I actually sent Bret a photo of my underwear drawer as a proof of what my
Wow.
organization looks like. White to gray to blue to green to pink to red. The blacks to dark blues. Those are special for only one time a month. And I am not embarrassed to announce that. And then those are watch that fat, you know?
Oh.
And then my body brush and the little perfume I like. And that's a little, I'm sure terrible for your health, little lime coconut scented pack.
Oh, there you
That was
go.
a gift. I don't usually do that kind of stuff. But is that not weird?
It's actually quite impressive.
And then I pull them out, like I said, and it
Well, I'm on
excites
a
me.
whole new kick. I can tell you, if I don't love it and get excited about it, it's gone. So watch out.
I like it.
There's a
Stay
lot
on
of
this.
Oh yeah, it feels fantastic because they say that it actually helps positive, feng shui, positive energy throughout.
I love it. Call me anytime. I'll come in.
Okay.
Are
do it.
Are you waiting on us now? Or are you...
Most definitely.
Okay,
Oh,
well, speak up.
anytime,
homie.
anytime.
You were
Shot it up.
touring
shut up.
your underwear
Yeah.
drawer.
Okay,
Well, that's never
did-
dull.
you're welcome.
I learned something.
Friend?
Yeah.
Friend, share those.
No judge-o.
Look at me.
Okay.
I need water. I need water. I don't think I can do this. No gusta.
Candice.
Candice is a pretty
That hit
sounding
way
name.
worse than ever
really
before.
wanted to
Yeah,
go to
no
Oh, I
gusta.
love you so much, Candice.
It does a burn.
Who's Candice? That's me.
So, Kristina, I'm sorry about
Talk
that.
is
Mental
cheap.
characteristics. Somebody with the name of Christina experienced.
What are you doing to us?
I know, but
still
it wasn't
going
really
down.
that cheap. It wasn't like cheap.
Tequila
Kristina.
is cheap if it's under $80.
Well, I know nothing about tequila. You can
Christina-
see who bought it.
No, but
The
it's
Modern
not,
Matters
you wouldn't know. You don't even
podcast
like
with
tequila.
Candice,
Yeah.
Kristina,
Now I'm learning.
and Bret.
And everyone else should learn it. Over $80 tequila.
Usually, I know.
The way to go.
Tequila's for ballers.
Is that
I'm a baller.
Let's do gin drinks.
Ew.
Oh, there's a blueberry gin right now. It's
love
very
gin.
good.
I love gin.
Yeah, but
Ew,
I
he
can't
goes,
shoot gin.
All right.
Oh.
Here we are. Sorry, we've been chatting a lot today, guys.
I feel like I've missed
it.
everybody.
Well, hello everybody, and thank you and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. You have me, Candice, and Kristina,
Hey.
and Bret.
Hello.
All right, we're back, and we are discussing today people pleasing. And I hope I made you guys proud with the intro.
Are you trying to please us?
Did you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
I got a little treat for you guys.
I can see it came in hot.
Super creepy. What is
So
this?
before AI art, this is how digital art really was made, which is pretty similar to traditional art in that you lay
Is this Jesus?
color down on the canvas. Close. It's the Price Master. And
Again.
you layer color on top of each other in Photoshop, and the benefit is you don't have to clean the brushes. But most to all of the other techniques are the same.
Is that a watermelon?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was starting to look like a texture of a watermelon.
It is a watermelon. And
This is super creepy. It doesn't excite me.
I just want you to like fast forward and
Yeah.
tell me what
It's
the
like-
end
You'll see.
result
You'll
is.
see. We're gonna get to some details.
Reminds
first.
me of some like creepy carnival game.
He looks like he's doing like
Look at it. Side profile. Then we're gonna move to the other side.
So this is "Make Me an Offer" by Billy Crawshrimp.
Yeah.
Is the artist.
God, he is staying on
Yes.
this Make Me an Offer.
Yeah.
And the Price Master in this, the description is: the Price Master ponders the worth of these fruits, $400 billion.
Oh,
concludes.
these like what's inside of them? I wonder. Maybe he knows.
Just watermelon.
Yeah, oh, pure
I think
pure
they're pretty-
watermelon, fresh.
They're pretty straightforward. I think.
Oh, just
From
$1
space.
billion.
The Price Master's not
Price Master's
out to
realistic.
deceive you.
Right.
He's not
very
a
realistic.
deceiver. No.
Okay. That's like a lot of actual work if you think about it. Like look at all the details coming into this art.
Yeah, this
I can't believe
is
how
just
much
creepy.
play the
I don't know if
Price
it's the
Master's gotten.
music or what. Listen,
The Price Master trumped our Special K segment.
I
even.
did. I did. It's like, listen.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think it's
I
done.
don't-
It's done.
I
Okay,
checked
so
out a
can
while
I
ago.
just ask, like, the Price Master, like, what is it for you? Like,
Well, we explored it last week.
I know we did, but like,
I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
No,
He's a genius.
oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to hear. I'm like, what am I missing?
You know what? He's a bit of a
Thank you.
doomer. I think that's my
the
draw.
Doomer attract makes sense. It all makes sense now. I
You
couldn't
guys
follow
are
it.
something.
I couldn't follow it, but yeah,
Is this
doomer.
because, like,
$1 billion watermelons.
The Price Master is the farthest thing from a people pleaser, especially with those prices.
True.
Yeah,
Like, come
That's
on.
that's actually a
very
good point.
Well
I
done.
should
Well done.
I should have
He's
saved
pleasing you, but
Yeah.
that. That is true. Very good.
his inability to price things
Yeah.
even close
I
to
would
what they
agree.
should be
I would
is
agree.
incorrect. So if anyone has not watched our last episode, take a peek because that is where the Price Master is introduced.
Yeah, yeah. There's a
right,
following.
There's a following.
You're either gonna get it or not.
True enough.
Yeah.
Special K.
And
Special K doesn't get too much, but
Pe-
that's okay.
People pleasing. Special K.
In the tradition of the episodes as well, I go through all the videos and I'm looking for stuff, and then it trains my algorithm to show me this type of
Oh,
stuff. So I
yes.
see a lot of it later on once we've already recorded the episode. There's so many brilliant videos that come up, and I think, oh, I should have used that. The Price Master, he is really gaining steam.
And
He's gaining steam
And-
probably because of Brett.
well, and also,
I mean, I don't wanna take credit, but-
Are they like? Do they evolve? Like, does his costume change, or is he always the
it's,
same?
It's always that video.
Oh,
There's
same
no,
video.
No change to the
Okay.
video.
Just- yes,
it's just
okay.
people
The one
talking
time.
about how brilliant that video
Yeah.
was and giving the artist credit where credit is due,
Okay.
which I agree with. But these are like 2-hour long podcasts based on it.
Oh,
that's
on-
a lot.
on that
that's
episode?
a lot. I
Yeah.
haven't ventured into.
Yeah, I don't know if I could go all the way 2 hours on that one.
No, it's a lot.
$1 billion, maybe.
I just see the influence from Wizard of Oz, in my opinion. Anyways, before we jump into people pleasing, any circle backs, shall we?
I'm good this time.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good too. I don't have anything. Just
I have like a mind of a fish lately, so it's even hard for me half the time to remember back a week.
yeah. Yeah, I don't. Nothing really pops out. I thought we were like on point.
Yeah, let's roll with it then.
Yeah.
That's,
Why would you do that?
So this is kind of cool actually, but I can see where the danger lies.
oh my God.
These guys are idiots. Idiots.
I can't even watch this.
It just scares me because it's my son.
They
Did
are
someone-
your kids' age.
Yeah.
Did someone hit their
roughly.
head?
Nope. Everybody survived.
Safe. Okay. I do agree. Why would you do that? But those boys, their bodies, like,
Pretty buff, eh? Why would
young
you
guys?
do that? I think they're probably like 17 or something.
still.
Yeah, I just don't want my my kids to see that.
Right.
or
So
ever
it'd
do
be like
stuff like
following-
that. They wouldn't.
We'll cut that. We'll cut that from
Do not do anything that you see on this podcast in videos that we pull.
Especially
ever
in
at
segments. If
home.
we put them aside and why would you do that? Or
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not real. That means don't do it.
Definitely
Yeah,
don't do
absolutely
it. Okay.
not.
That's
that was a
the-
good disclaimer, guys.
That was pretty good.
job,
And then we're
good
safe.
job,
We're
good
safe.
job.
I thought it goes without saying. Why would you do that? Is why would you do that?
I know,
It's
but
dangerous.
teenagers,
I don't know, man.
their
For
brain
some.
cells don't
Yeah.
exist fully.
Common sense isn't common for everyone.
All right, this one's dangerous for a different reason.
Oh, Lord. This is not real.
What's happening here?
So these guys are fishing. These guys are fishing on the ocean, and
Yeah.
a plane came down pretty low and caught their fishing line, and then continued on. And that whizzing sound was the real
Oh my.
spooling out
Did it-
at dangerous speeds because planes travel pretty fast.
Do you think he did it on purpose?
He was coming low for a purpose.
Maybe
for sure,
it's a water
but-
plane.
Well, it was obviously a water plane.
Can you
but
play it again? Just so I can hear it.
Wow, Christina, like,
Well, I want to make
What's
sure I
this not
capture it.
real?
we haven't had a repeat request yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so that's the line. That's the line.
That is real, though.
That's real.
Oh, it's definitely real.
This is not real.
It's real. That one's real and scary because they didn't really do anything wrong. They're fishing on
Yeah.
the ocean and the plane came down. That's also not wrong. You just have to
Question.
navigate
Yeah.
yourselves correctly.
How are you fishing with that much like white water? Because usually white water means you're creating a lot of wave.
Well, if
And
it's
don't
deep
you
sea fishing,
Yeah,
they're
they
going
troll.
down.
Or they're
down.
trolling as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it, but good job. That was real.
Thank you.
That was real.
Thanks for sharing that. Please don't fly your planes low and get fishing rods caught. We've learned something else today.
Yeah, because you need to please the boaters.
Exactly.
I like what I did.
Is somebody kicking a cord of some kind?
That was me.
Okay.
I am not.
Just checking. I've heard a couple little.
I was kicking my
noises.
feet
I'm
back
scared
and
to move.
forth. And I didn't think anyone could see it or hear it. But now I know people are always watching.
I'm like afraid to move. As soon as Bret hits record, I'm like,
Stay
It's
put.
just-
This is it.
I need
It's just
to
the
not
audio.
upset him.
It's
Like this.
repeated. It's repeated audio that interferes with the actual conversation.
Yeah.
That's all.
And you get a bonus point if you find in the recording where I moved my foot.
A bonus.
I've heard it. I've heard it for like 3 minutes.
You
so-
have?
Yeah,
Really?
for sure.
I've been
That's why I brought it
swinging
up.
back and forth. That is so funny.
I'm also connected right
Yeah.
in, so I can hear
yeah.
all of
Okay.
those.
Well, I'm
Do you
gonna
see I
stay
hardly
put.
move?
I'm gonna
I'm
stay
scared
put.
to move
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
since
Don't
all
do
my
that.
other
Do
times.
that. At least I'm honest. I said, yeah, it was me. I didn't blame you.
Now you're going to be in my boat trying to please Bret. Let's roll into it, y'all.
You should be a people pleaser. But I had to change your mind.
I like
I like this one.
I like this music
Used to
video.
be a midnight teaser.
Is a goodie. It is a
I
goodie
just
for
wanna take
real.
my time.
I'm loving it.
I don't even know who sings it.
So this is Andy Allo, and we have Candice to thank for this week's music because she picked it for us,
And
and,
it's
thanks.
groovy. Check out their music video. I love it.
she did a bang up job, I think.
There you go. Well done.
Well, you know.
I also like quickly as I was trying to prep the clip, I saw that she performed with Prince at some point. So
That
Okay,
seems
now
well.
she's
That
even
makes sense.
cooler. Yeah.
Seems aligned with the
Yeah.
groove of that and the
Yeah.
funk of that music. But yeah, people pleasers. I think Kristina, kick it off because
Okay. Well,
There were
let's talk
parts-
about people pleasing. I think many of us do people pleasing for many different reasons. One, you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. You don't want to disappoint. You have fear maybe of being judged or seen as a little bit differently. And when we get caught up in this trap, and some of us have been doing it for so long that we don't even realize that we've been caught up in the trap, that it moves you further and further away from the truth of what you should be doing. So catch yourself if you're ever in a situation where you feel as though you're people pleasing. So for myself, I like to do things because I want to do them, not because I'm obligated to do them. When you fall into that obligation piece, that's usually a sign of people pleasing. What are your thoughts?
I like that perspective. It's funny. I never really consider myself a people pleaser because I enjoy pleasing people. Does that make sense?
Well, maybe it's your thing.
I get joy out of seeing someone happy or excited over something. But what I have discovered for myself personally is that as time goes on and as we evolve, if you're people pleasing, puts your own boundaries and self-worth second in line, I think you have to like check yourself. And I do realize that it's cool if that's what you like to do. Pleasing other people is a generous, empathetic thing in some ways and to some degree. But I would say, to your point, Kristina, yeah, you have to like kind of.
Yeah, and I think you have to be honest with yourself, right? Like, so you can, as long as you're having joy in whatever you do, it's good. But if you're doing things for some of the reasons that I said, like you don't want to look bad, you don't want to feel judged, or you're scared of that you won't be accepted, that's not healthy. Right. And that can happen in any kind of relationship. That can happen with parents, that can happen with friends, that can happen with couples. It's like you have to be, and that's the work that I do, is really trying to get people to be aligned with who they are so you don't get caught up in that. So if you're clear, then you can do it because you want to do it and it's joyful, not because of those others.
And I think pleasing people in order to receive something in return is a very dangerous way of thinking that you're doing something good for someone when you think that there's gain there.
Well, and I will say this one thing and then I'll pass it over to Bret, but there's a false narrative out there about love, let's say, and that love is conditional, and people will do things in order to try and have love in their life, right? They'll try and look a certain way, they'll try and be a certain way because they feel as though that's where they get their acceptance from. But the reality is love is love. It's not conditional. We've kind of put those people pleasing or those caveats there to make us feel as though we have to do these things in order to get it. So think about that one.
That's valid for sure. You just come on.
I didn't have anything to say.
I felt like I was waiting on Bret to jump in on that one.
You both looked at me at the same time.
Because didn't he like seem like he was coming in for something?
Yeah.
No, I was just checking my beard for
You didn't want
The beard oil?
wax movers.
You just want to make,
great.
oh yeah, good. We just want to make sure that we are good there.
I like that the point of speaking on people pleasing, because I find it interesting that you can't also be dead set in like, I have no interest in pleasing other people, because that is part of relationships of all kinds, work, family, friends, partners, where it should be nice to do things that someone else may enjoy. But to what degree do you go? Like if someone likes their back rubbed.
But it's a you thing. Like if you're rubbing that person's back because you love it and you don't feel guilted into it, and you're doing it because you see it's giving that other person, that's not people please. That to me is it's people pleasing, but it's in a different way. It's coming from a good place. It's when it gets unhealthy and
What if you hate it?
What if you have a back
do
rub
it.
coupon system, payment system at home that you operate under?
Well, that's a part of obligation, right?
Okay.
So
that currency is negative. It's a negative currency.
Could be.
Okay.
Well,
If
if
you have
someone
to-
doesn't like it,
right? Like if they have to have a coupon for it,
like, oh, I guess it's my
I
night.
guess it's my turn, right? But if they loved it, they would be like, let's go. Let's give you another back rub.
What about being on the receiving end? What if you know that someone is just people pleasing you?
Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it up, please.
Remember, it's like those dates. I'm like, oh, no way, man. Yeah, no. Not my jam. Not my jam.
There is something to be.
Obviously, it is for Bret. Bret loves it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
joking, but then
Is he?
a moment
Really?
of seriousness
Yeah,
struck me
yeah.
because
He's like,
I don't think I am.
when people when people are unable to read a very specific thing that makes things go very smoothly or makes you happy or whatever, and there's an inability to read that, and it's just such a small, simple thing, that's like a miss. That's like a missed opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, just pick up on these little tiny things that might, again, pleasing maybe is the wrong word, but
Please, Bret.
make things go smoothly or whatever, then that's, I think, a good thing.
like my kids, if I don't have to repeat myself 10,000 times, I feel like they're pleasing me. If I say it once and then they do it, I'm like, yes, thank you, mommy appreciates that. When you have to repeat yourself,
Yeah, well, that's going to drive you crazy.
lose your mind.
Yeah, and then you go from like normal, and then I end up losing my patience, and then I just say not so nice mommy is showing up, and they have a choice.
My kids tell me like I don't want to do this. I'm only doing this to make you happy.
People, yeah. So that would be like the coupons, right? Like the coupons, the back rub coupons we were just talking
Is it
about.
that? I don't find that bad at
is.
all.
It works for you, not for your kids.
Well, they don't pay the bills, so
See, so I
just
guess
stick
it
with it.
changes. I guess it changes.
There's nothing wrong with a chore coupon economic system out of your
Whatever,
household.
I guess whatever works, but yeah.
I feel like kids need to learn sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. That's part of life. No?
That is part of life.
That
true.
is part of life.
And I was told that when I was younger too, and maybe that slides into the doomer category, but after a while it clicked in and I was like, it's pretty reasonable, because if life was just all fun things, it would be a much different world.
Yeah. Well,
People's ambitions would be tanked, I think.
Oh my God, Doomer's out full force. No, they would not be tanked.
If everybody just did everything that they wanted to do and there was no drive for success or...
But if they're doing what they want to do, why can't they be successful in that?
They can, but with that comes some things you don't want to do.
Yeah, well, that's contrast. Like you have to, that's the balance of it.
Right.
But
We weren't
part
talking
of
about
it-
balance.
Yeah.
I was talking straight up.
sorry.
Zero bad things, only good things.
Oh, okay.
But I think like the topic of people pleasing when it comes to children and parent relationships, obviously within reason. If something's like breaking a law and you're a parent that's like teaching your kid to rob a bank, that's not good. You shouldn't be pleasing your parent in those scenarios. But I think it's a healthy thing for kids to learn. People pleasing for me personally is somewhat in the realm of empathy and empathizing with someone. No, I don't look at it as so. Like,
I think it's a really slippery slope. I can go many different ways on it, but yes, it can be showing care towards someone that is underneath. That's more like the empathy umbrella. But people pleasing isn't a tricky one because, think about when, we're brought up with manners, which I totally believe that we all need manners. I'm all about having class, right? But sometimes there's situations where it's like, oh my God, if you really let people know what you thought, it wouldn't go over that well, right? Like, because you've been conditioned that you're people pleasing your family to represent in this family setting that you're not going to embarrass your family. You're going to do this. You're going to show up a certain way. So sometimes that's great, but then other times that's a conditioning, right? That's teaching you not to be connected to the truth.
give an example. Give like a direct example.
Let's say you go to a family reunion and there are some, your big uncle Joey is there and he's a real idiot and he's obnoxious and he says really rude things and, you don't punch him in the face. Okay.
Well,
and
that was pretty extreme.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if I feel like, is this a real story?
No, I swear to God, it's not. I don't have an
I'm
Uncle
just joking.
Joe. I'm trying to give you an example. You don't punch him in the face because that would be
Assault.
You could end up in jail, but also it's kind of like you're representing your family and you're kind of pleasing everybody else there. by not engaging into this interaction with this person who is not handling themselves very well.
So you would consider that people pleasing,
Yes.
which is in that scenario, in my opinion, not bad at all.
I don't think that it's bad there at all.
So where would it be bad?
But if you're always continuously thinking that I have to please others, I don't want to look this way, oh, I have to go to university, I have to be like this, that's how I'm going to be accepted. This is what success means. That's when it goes off the rails. So it's all these like little things that happen throughout our life that if you're not aware of the people pleasing, you can get caught up in this place where you kind of lose yourself a bit.
Okay, I think that's the neat thing about all the topics we kind of picked. They're very general, so we could really talk about the fact that they definitely have more than one side to them all, right?
Yeah.
So I think that teaching young people or teaching people in the workplace, it's okay to have some people pleasing,
It's called manners.
I guess, manners.
Really? Like, honestly, sometimes you're
But
going to...
doesn't it feel
I think
nice? It feels
manners are like a baseline, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But it feels nice sometimes to please someone, even if you're like, "Ugh, I don't really, I don't think the windows need washing, but your grandparent thinks it needs to be done. And so you do it because you know that it would put a smile on their face. Like stupid little scenario like that. It's not life-changing, but it would mean a lot to someone, even if you don't think it.
I agree.
would
But the
be.
difference is you're doing it because you want to do it, not because you're obligated to do it.
Right.
Right. And sure, there's tons of things that we want to do. We want to do things for our friends. We want to do it for our partners, our kids, and whatever. But it's the wanting that really changes the level of people pleasing for me. It's the obligation through guilt and like duty and all that stuff. Like it just makes it very heavy.
Yeah, it sucks to try to please someone and then feel awful about your decision in a situation, like walking up to a group of people that you maybe don't fully identify with, and then coming in and being super duper friendly and putting it all out there, and then realizing, I walked into that situation because I just wanted to look nice and seem friendly, but it wasn't really your
It's not my jam. Not my jam.
Yeah. I could dig. All right. Well, there you have it. Don't people please if it's not something that you want to do from your heart is the general consensus.
Well, think about like relationships and stuff that you've been in. Have you ever gotten caught up in that? Think about when you were younger. When you were younger.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think and there's an evolution. Like when you're younger, you don't really understand as much. When you get older, where you're more kind of standing in your own 2 feet, right? When you're younger, you think that's what you do. Like you want to make people happy.
Are you talking in friendship?
Could be friendship,
or are you talking about,
could be
like,
relationships. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that my boundary and my my scale of people pleasing is very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I think it happens. It evolves.
No?
Yep.
What?
On.
What?
What are you trying to lay down on here?
Oh, there's
No, I was,
something there.
I was
Bret.
laughing at something unrelated. I really was.
Oh my God.
I was.
Well, you can't bring that up.
Oh God.
Is it that
Who knows?
my cord is making noise?
Nope.
'Cause
You
keep
guys have
looking down
been-
at something.
I'm very pleased.
Yes,
with
we
the
learned our
chords.
lesson.
With the chords.
Yeah, my
See?
feet
We're
are
being
tucked away.
considerate.
And I learned when you receive a coupon for some sort of back rub, yard work, whatever it is, dishes, turn it down because that is not good. Do not accept back rub coupons.
Well, because they're doing it because they're obligated. If they really wanted to do it, they wouldn't give you a coupon.
I might venture to argue, and maybe we'll take email in if you have other opinions. Nobody wants to back rub anybody, even massage therapists. When they get home from work, the last thing they want to do is
Absolutely.
be massaged. Maybe I have known a couple massage
I think
therapists.
some people enjoy giving back rubs.
I've never met
I
one.
don't. No.
I'm going to venture into
that
saying
you?
some people, I'm not saying I love to give back rub, but they're,
Look at she's smiling when she's saying it. She's like, I'm not
proud of her
there
technique.
yet, but I do
There
know
are
She's like, I have.
I know one person who loves it.
Wow.
I have very strong hands. Okay?
Yes, I just want to say I've been working on them.
I do not like giving back rubs. I do love receiving a back
Who
rub.
doesn't love receiving?
Yeah.
But I
Right.
also know
What
people
doing that. The
I know-
sacrifice of getting a back rub.
I know people
thank
that
you.
like to give them.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I've had an experience where I knew a person that really liked giving a back rub, and they were not a massage therapist.
Was
They
it a
were good at
guy?
it.
Was he hitting on you?
Were they good at it?
Yeah, like what's going on?
Well, it was a good start.
Yeah.
To, like, a romantic.
Ooh, I love your
evening.
shoulders.
You just
Yeah.
answered the question right there.
Exactly. That person doesn't really like it. Okay, they're just trying to get in there
Well,
with you.
45 minutes of back rubbing
Because
is a
they're
long
working
time.
really
45.
hard. They're working hard. They want you to turn around and go, "Hey, oh my god, thanks so much."
Are you kidding? I'm like, I'm like snoring, drooling, like in my.
Yeah, no.
And they still wanted to go ahead
And
afterward.
they're like, "Wow, I'm really working hard here. She's gonna be a zombie by the time I'm done."
I actually had a friend once, a people pleasing story. He, I shouldn't say a friend, an acquaintance.
It's
an
a
acquaintance.
friend.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
An acquaintance.
It's one of us.
Yeah, was it us? No.
Who
Different kind of friend.
proposed, got engaged.
To you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just, this is like, I can't say the person. Anyways, they proposed,
You know
got
who
engaged.
you are.
And then they called off the engagement, and they said the only reason that they had proposed and got engaged was because it was only ever something she wanted. It was never something he wanted, and he was doing it to please her. And then he realized that his whole life would be
The pressure.
basically, like in that
Back
realm
rubs
of-
every night. Every night,
This
every
is not
hour.
my story. This is not me. This is not
know.
someone I've ever dated.
I think that's a
just
common thing.
that men are
Not one partner in the relationship. I wasn't thinking men specifically, but that pressure to get married, you don't want to, you feel like you need to, and you go ahead.
Yeah. And then what is it? Are you trapped after?
Well, maybe you can grow to love it. I don't know if there's anything wrong with that.
Wow.
Maybe you
what
can.
a way to start out a marriage, eh?
It's not how I would want to.
That
How
speech.
I'd want to live. But
Imagine that wedding speech.
That wedding speech is so heartfelt.
Well,
you
I never wanted to be here today, but the hope is I'll grow to love it.
I'll grow to love it.
That would
Just
be
like
one.
every dream, it grows every day.
it's like a fairy tale.
Yeah. My dreams come true.
Sounds like a dream.
Wow.
I'm just saying, to the topic of people pleasing, that is like something,
Okay. Can I sidebar here for a second, though?
Absolutely.
If someone is people pleasing you too much, they want something.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
You to be happy.
Or you
Listen to Bret. You to be happy. Bret,
or you to like them like a creeper would. Like I would always be like, why are you buying me this?
like a star.
Yeah, like a star. Literally. That is a real life story. And that dude would run beside me and I would rollerblade. And I was like, oh God, here we go. Too much. Here we go.
Wait,
This
who-
is back
what-
in the day.
Which
not
one
her
was
husband.
rollerblading?
No, I was rollerblading.
Okay.
I was very fit and I was rollerblading and this guy bought me the stars and literally bought me the stars. There's a Kristina star out there and would be running and I was going far, running beside me.
He was going far too.
Yeah.
Why didn't he pick up a pair of
People pleasing.
inline skates?
No.
Call back to brands. Rollerblade is a brand. Inline skating is the actual.
Oh, that was another
Oh,
topic.
there
on the
you
last-
go. Remember?
So yeah, I'm
But
gonna
and I
agree.
know you've experienced that, where all of a sudden you're getting an abundance worth of things that you might not want.
What
and
makes
you
think
know-
I've experienced that.
Oh
I
my
totally
God.
have not experienced that.
You definitely have, because I know I
I
have.
don't think
I
I,
like-
have at all. I'm really got
But
some
she
rough
likes
edges.
it. I think you like it, and I get all like weird about it.
No, because
like,
no one's really ever done that
I
for
don't
me.
need you to drape your jacket over my
I don't.
shoulders.
I don't. Those type of
do
men
that.
don't usually even come close to me. They don't. They don't. I don't know what it is. It's like there's like apparently I don't know this. I'm just doing the quotations. I've read places that like short girls are crazy. So I think like it's a short girl problem where like guys don't do that coat stuff and that.
Yeah, I'm a
that
tall
stuff.
girl, so maybe that's
Maybe
it.
they're like, I'm gonna be
my
really
God.
nicer. Me, they're like, stay.
Your coat's
tall
over
as
there,
I
pal.
am.
She has little man syndrome. Stay away from her. I don't know.
But I think that there could be a whole like thing around people pleasing a little bit too much.
I do
And then
agree
it
with
gets
you.
creepy.
I do agree with you. I think that there is that area of people pleasing. I have more experienced that in friendships than I have relationships.
Oh, I've had some stalkers there
So
too.
I've had friendships where it's like, whatever you wanted, like anything you want to do, and I'm like, okay, but I want like it's collaborative.
It becomes a little bit stalker like.
decision. So yeah, I could agree with Kristina there. Yeah. To set the record straight, no, I have not had that by a man or a partner, and if I have, I missed it. No, I really missed it.
Well, you totally missed it. I'm like, there's no way I am the only person that's ever experienced
I'm
that.
not the it
That
girl.
happens to me. Like, it's happened to me a lot.
No, I'm not the it girl. No, not at all.
I just, people like, hey.
I'm like,
yeah. Unless they give you a back rub and then forget it.
Well, yeah, then I'm like doing the drooling.
butter. I'm butter.
No, but I'm not.
Hold on a
cute
second.
about
Does this one
that.
count towards my coupon or no? Is this a free one?
Guys,
No.
I'm not cute about it though. There's times I've had back rubs and I've literally been told like, "Oh, can you like be quiet? Because it's not cute." I'm not doing like cute sounds. I'm like yeah, like rub
what?
harder in that muscle there, like and then I'm drooling and sleeping. It's not cute. This is the problem.
Okay. Well, anybody who wants to people please Candice, be prepared for that. Start with the back rub. You're going to get in for sure. And then it turns into ASMR.
See, I told you guys love that. You guys are
Kristina
denying
loves
it last episode. Brett, you're out of your mind. We hate ASMR.
No, it's funny. It's like these little moments.
Let's be honest. Before Bret hits record, the two of us are in here like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I was trying to very politely reveal to everybody. You guys rehearse
we're
before you come
feeling
in.
that?
we're really funny. What is happening here?
Is this New York?
Okay, so have you guys heard of the culture jamming duo, the Yes Men?
No.
You might recognize them if you see them. They've been around for a long time. They consist of Jacques Servin and Igor Vamel, who they're a culture jamming duo, and I haven't heard this term before, media artists, which they kind of again speak to my media studies background. Back in 2001, this kind of culture jamming thing was when I guess first learned about it, but it was also at like a fever pitch in that there were artists like Ron English, who's probably one of my favorite visual artists, who very successful artist, fine art painter, paints like Ronald McDonald, the fat version of Ronald McDonald, like what he would really look like.
gotta
Tons
see-
of painting.
I haven't seen him.
Very cool. He's within the lowbrow
like it.
pop surrealist kind of category
it's
of
cool.
art.
Okay.
He was making quite a bit of money in the 90s and the early 2000s, and still chose to paint these murals and then climb up these billboards and paste his mural over these billboards for no money. And I mean, the artwork was exquisite, just to culture jam these big companies,
Oh,
right?
I kind of love this
So it's-
already. Yeah.
His famous example
I told you.
in the Ron English example, Apple in the early 2000s, I think it was, ran an ad that just said, in the classic Apple way, the visual, lot of negative space around the ad, just a picture, a black and white picture of Einstein, and it said "Think Different."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
There was a whole
ad
bunch
big
of "Think
time.
Different," which was a pretty clever thing for their brand. But then Ron English painted in the likeness of that style. Who did he have? Charles Manson was one of them, where he had the "Think Different," and then when he was interviewed about it, he's like, "Well, Charles Manson saw it differently." Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty straightforward. I'm
Fair.
not trying to be necessarily too controversial. He did a whole bunch of them, and then there's a documentary about him that's just great. I'm getting I'm aside from what we're talking about, but his family was like, he makes so much money, he does such great work, he loves his passion for this art, and he's still risking his life, and he was arrested many times going up. And then they're also like, he spends like weeks on these murals, and then the rain just washes them away because he's not finishing them.
He doesn't care. He's like, I'm a genius.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a culture
I love
jammer.
it.
So within that
Culture
kind of
jamming. I've never heard that.
territory,
Yeah.
that was
I want to see these I'm jumping out
let's-
of my seat over these yes men.
So So just to give you an idea of what they do, their kind of style of things that they do, because they've been around for a while. They have 3 movies, The Yes Men in 2003, The Yes Men Fix the World in 2009, and The Yes Men Are Revolting in 2014.
Okay, none.
So they do stuff like high-end kind of prank. I want to call it a prank, but that's kind of doing it a disservice. They get themselves into very prestigious conferences for, the big one is oil. They're big into, they're environmentalists essentially, right? So they're trying to get their environmental message out. They sneak into these conferences. They somehow get on the ballot. A very specific example, they did this in Alberta many years ago in Canada, and they said that they were representing Exxon. And they said the president was going to speak. They actually put it in the brochure so everybody obviously there knew. There was like thousands of people. I think they said like 30,000 people or something at this convention. They went to call it. They knew kind of what they were going to do, and they said he might not be able to come. He might not be able to speak. We might have to speak in his stead.
They're like con artists.
Yeah.
Con artists in a way. So in this particular example, they dressed up like Shell employees, and they explicitly said, we are the media arm of Shell, and because the icebergs are melting due to us, that gives such a great opportunity to expunge more oil, and we're actually going to sell snow cones made from the ice cubes of these melting icebergs. So they went to hit the streets of New York to do that. I'm going to fast forward it through a bit because it's quite a long video.
Look at them all dressed up.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. If we're going for something that
Oh my dear.
is like credible as a promotion from this oil company, like what would they do?
The usual logic that they have is that
So those are the two.
is that it's oil that brings us everything good. And so that's usually it's the same.
The future never.
So they present
tasted so
pretty
sweet.
authentically.
The future never
That's
tasted so sweet.
That's
Yes.
really good. Yeah.
The Yes Men.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the premise. I already gave it to you. So
taste-
I'll just fast forward to some of the reactions here.
Do something.
Shell is up there drilling for oil. We're the first ones. And
Drilling for oil
in the Arctic where the ice is melted. Because now for the first time ships can get in there, our drilling rigs can get in there.
if you're gonna be a multi-million-dollar company, you should at least invest in saving the world.
Well, who's going to make us?
Nobody, but can't tote this as a good thing when you guys are melting ice caps.
Well, it's a public relations campaign. We're trying to, convince you.
How is that good for the public?
Well, we didn't
But
say
this
it's
guy's
good for
still
the
eating
public,
the
but
snow
it's tasty.
cone.
Yeah.
Sweet and tasty.
Let's taste global catastrophe right here.
Oh my God.
I think a lot of them are purchasing it and then they're getting the explanation as they're eating it.
Yeah.
I can't wait 10,000 years of history. My mind is still blown right now. Cheers. Here's to 10,000 years of a stable climate. To the future unknown.
Absolutely. Final frontier? Yeah. We're not running out of oil because there's tons of oil up north that's now free because of climate change and because of the melting Arctic. So we can go get that oil. It's now available and accessible, and it wasn't before.
That's ridiculous, though.
This is very American.
At its best. This is what America does the best and thrives at.
You want to taste it? It's delicious.
It is delicious.
No way,
Yeah.
this guy says.
Good.
Are they going to convince him?
No, a lot of people kind of got it. They were like, this is ridiculous.
We're not really. No.
Oh my gosh.
Powerful statement.
So their whole point is to spread that message, right? So
Yeah.
they always
That's kinda
reveal
cool.
at the end. But I mean, they've gotten themselves into pretty high level things. And
Probably in trouble.
well, the interviews with I think Jacques is the main person who I watched the interviews with. He basically said the people are so fired up about how much trouble we're about to be in, and then he goes, almost all the times the police come, they take us away so that they don't see what's going on, and they're like, good one. That was really good. Because they're really not doing this. I guess they're fraud to a certain degree, but
Well, I
They're
don't think
trying
it
to
is if
send
you're-
a message.
But
yeah.
if you're not taking money or
but
something
they're
else-
they're impersonating other people.
True,
Right?
yeah.
And
but
then-
not specifically.
they dance a lot. No, they in that Exxon. No, yeah, because then they said he couldn't come. They think about all
they
of these
dance
elements
around
pretty well.
But I
Yeah.
I think you can make the argument that their intention.
But
is-
you can pretend to be like an employee of somewhere as long as you're not being that employee. Like, I can't pretend to be you, but I could pretend to be in your line of work, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't.
I
impersonate you.
think what I would go back. It's just the intention, right? It's very clear that their intention is to
make a message.
Yeah.
And then they always reveal it to the masses too. Like, this is our message, and they're legitimate environmentalists. They're working full time at this type of thing. So that message comes across too. But I mean, the people who are working for these big oil companies.
Sorry. That line he said in there when he said, like, this is what America does. Now ships can get in there. Like, who gives a shit? Like,
they do it pretty convincingly. They did have one too where they had an actress, I guess, who was faking that she was the wife of the late designer of some special oil rig.
Okay.
And they were presenting her with this award on behalf of her deceased husband. And they made this fountain that was supposed to represent an oil rig. And it was supposed to spew out the drink, which was the oil. And they rigged it so it sprayed all over her. But she really was an elderly actress. So people were like mortified that she was, and she's like, oh, look what you're doing to me. Imagine what you're doing to the environment.
Oh, touche.
Everybody kind of got it.
Touche.
So yeah, I like the cleverness mixed with the message as well.
that.
It's certainly a good message.
Well, they're disruptors, right?
Exactly,
They're intentionally trying to
media artists.
Yes.
I've never heard that before. So lastly, just to lighten things up, this is a big departure. Who doesn't like to be stuck in an elevator with a Singsong person?
she just wants to make everyone happy.
It's just everyone's faces. No. Everyone's faces that get me.
One more time.
Oh, one more time. The guy, I can't get a read on the guy next to her.
Not everyone's loving it, eh?
Well, no, I don't think anyone's
they're
loving
like
it.
rolling their eyes.
Well, because they're thinking like, we are stuck. Stop and let's
in an
figure this
elevator.
out.
Well, it's pretty bold to start singing in an elevator like that, eh?
Yeah, I think this is what she does.
It's an elevator with a window. I would be having a heart attack.
I'm willing to guess it's Canadian because everyone's pretty polite.
Yeah, good point.
Nobody's really saying
Everyone's
too much.
just kind of looking down, and
it's not.
Thanks for singing along, guys.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
Thanks for singing along, guys.
I just like how spunky she was
Yeah.
too about it. I think she does. I haven't followed her TikTok, but I think that's maybe what she does.
Oh, I like it. She
But-
tells companies, get this elevator stuck. I am going to make these people happy.
I'm gonna please them, even if they won't want it. I'm gonna sing to them because they're gonna love it.
Let me be clear. No one asked for me to do this.
Yeah. I felt called.
Oh God. Well, I think we've covered the pleasing, the people pleasing.
Yes, we have.
The people pleasing. I don't know why.
Wow, I don't
like
know
you
where
can
we
hear
went.
that.
Yeah. It's
Can
the
you cover
ASMR.
those?
Can I recover the? Now I have to do specific engineering on your ASMR to enhance it.
I don't know why my peas were popping. The people
Pop.
My peas pop.
I felt the need to do that. Anyhow, this is fun as it usually is.
Mm-hmm. Are you
that
just
a message?
pleasing me by saying that, or are you really here having fun?
I'm here having a great time.
Good answer.
Come on,
make
it's
sure.
the truth. It's easy.
It's not because I don't want to. It's because I want to.
Exactly. I really want to be here. Yes.
So it is okay to be a people pleaser if it is something you want to do and it is satisfying something within yourself.
Love it.
And it is sharing and spreading kindness and happiness. That's always kind of our message, isn't it?
I love it.
I love our chat.
Do not use it as a currency.
Yeah. Yeah. Forget about, the coupons. They're not working
It
for
is
you.
not a unit of trade.
Yes. We've decided, no, it's not working.
And in that, and in saying all of that, thank you for tuning in yet again. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can find all of the links, all of our social media, if you go to www.modernmatterspodcast.com. And we will see you in a week's time. Good job, guys.
All right.
Can you sing Country Roads, Kristina?
Country Roads.
Do you want me to pop with it? Go ahead. Keep going.
Country Roads.